Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Jeremy with Phat Airlines, and I am back. How's everybody doing today? Thank you all for being here. First off, want to start off the stream letting you know that I am currently a little sick. So if I sound a little stuffy, or if I'm a little slow, or a little bit not my usual self, that might be an explanation why. But I also want to thank you guys for understanding. I had canceled the last 2 weeks of stream. So we canceled the stream after Christmas, which I fully intended to stream the last 2 weeks, by the way. But we canceled that stream because we had ice and snow. And man, after shoveling ice and snow, I was just so tired. I was like, there's no way I'm gonna be able to do a stream. And then last Saturday, the family came over, so I spent time with my parents, with my wife's parents, and of course with my kids and my wife. So last Saturday was really cool. We spent time with just the entire family. So thank you guys for understanding. Thank you guys for being here today. I know some of you guys are waiting for the call sign competition. We will be doing the call sign competition next Saturday. So next Saturday, January 17th, we'll be doing the call sign competition. We had a call sign competition running for multiple months in the Phat Airlines Discord, and essentially in the Phat Airlines Discord, everybody submitted their best call signs, and now we're just waiting to vote on them. So I have something pretty cool set up for next week. I'm pretty excited for it. Can't wait to show it to you guys and to have you all vote. But you definitely want to be here next Saturday because we'll be voting on the top call signs. So essentially, you guys will be voting on the winners. I'll have one vote as well, right? But for the most part, it's all going to be decided by you guys. I'm not gonna have names up there. You'll see it, but I'm pretty excited. I have everything all kind of set up, ready to show you guys. So definitely join us next Saturday. But yo, Voitondo, thanks for being here. We got Twill here too. What's up, Twill? Michael is here. Mike is here. What's up, Aries Mike? What's up, Caker? Who else was that? We have who else? Hold on. Kronos, thank you for subscribing. 2 months at tier 1. Voitondo, 33 months, bro. Thank you so much for all that support, man. Really appreciate it. Ultra's here. We have Jav and just a random person both here. What's up, guys? We have Magiskais and Goosey. We have Educate. We have Made to Move. What's up, bro? Who else? Jav from Australia official says, I need some African airports like Egypt or Ethiopia. Yeah, man. I think we're going to be waiting a while for that. Hate to say it, but it sounds like we're going to be waiting a while for that. You know, the World of Airports developer, Kuba-san, Kuba, he did an interview, and it's all in another language. It's not in English. But he did the interview, and I watched and read the entire interview, and he hinted at a new airport that's coming. There was a lot of great information in that interview, by the way. Like, for example, the average World of Airports player plays World of Airports for an hour and a half. That's kind of like incredible, considering that they made the game to be like something that's to be quick. Or when they first made the game, it was intended to be like a game that they quickly play, but the average World of Airports player plays for an hour and a half. I thought that was amazing. You know, Kuba started his World of Airports journey with Airport Prague, like you guys might know, and with Airport Prague, you know, it was a side project for him and his team. You know, his team, they were working on software, but for the software that they were working on, he really didn't enjoy working on that software, mainly because the users of the software weren't loving the program, even though even though the managers, you know, the company managers loved the software. So of course they were getting money paid for it, but they didn't like it. So what Kuba ended up doing as the lead of that team was every Friday, the team would be working on a separate project. And that separate project first started off as Airport Prague. And then it kind of grew up into World of Airports as you see it today. You know, eventually they sold off the other part of the business that they were working on software, and Kuba went all in on World of Airports. I mean, it was such an inspirational story. I wish it was in English because I think it would have hit me harder. But like just like listening to it and like reading it, it still was inspirational to me because I had like kind of similar goals where like I would love to be able to create like a World of Airports inspired game, similar to World of Airports or something like that. But just to hear I have like an entrepreneurial spirit, and to hear him like going through what he went through, like opening a business, then kind of essentially selling a business, and then starting, you know, World of Airports, you know, Flyboys. Pretty cool story. Yo, TJ Bay, thank you for 9 months, bro. Educate, thank you for 5 months on basic on YouTube, bro. Appreciate that. Yo, Mert, thank you for 40 months tier 2. I appreciate you, Mert, man. Mert, are you quitting World of Airports, or are you just like not playing as much? I'm a little confused, man. I was so sad. Mert made a post in Player News, and I read all your Player News posts, by the way. I read all of them. Actually, that's the only channel on Discord that every single post that goes in, actually I get a notification for. So every single player news post on the Phat Airlines Discord, if you're making a player news post, I'm seeing it I'm getting a notification for your post. So, but for Mert, man, I was sad because I saw he was quitting World of Airports. So, I hope you're not quitting, but you do what's best for you, bro. You know, that's what's important too. Sometimes you do have to take a little break, you know, and that's one thing too that ended up happening for me, the last couple of weeks. Because I was sick, because I had so much time with family, I ended up playing a lot less World of Airports because, well, I was sick, so I was like sleeping, you know. I am sick. I wish I wasn't, but I ended up sleeping a lot more, right? And then when I go back to my LHR on my main account, my LHR, I had like 500 planes waiting to land. It was like 450 something. I had 450 something planes waiting to land at my LHR, man. That kept me busy. I could not leave LHR because like I wanted to at least get it down to 200 before switching to another airport. And if you guys have been here before, each airport takes me each airplane waiting to land, I estimate that for like 1 minute. So if you have 400 planes waiting to land, that's 400 minutes. That's what? Like 6 or 7 hours. That's like a full workday of playing one airport, right? So I got it back down to like 200. So now we're playing. I'm playing some BKK. I'm playing a lot of the other airports again. Like I started doing that again yesterday. So if you guys haven't seen your planes in a while, I apologize again. It's the holidays. I should have made a player news post. But yeah, heads up there. What's up? Mike says he says YouTube. He has Twitch and YouTube split on the computer, YouTube on TV, and you're playing WoA on your tablet. Nice. I got I got 2 tablets going off here. I got that tablet you're seeing here, my iPad. Ooh. I got the iPad over here that you're seeing where I'm playing Phat Empire. And then on the side here, which I'll show you, this iPad right here, I'm playing Phat Airlines, my free-to-play account. You guys haven't seen your planes from Phat Airlines in like a month, maybe. I do enjoy playing World of Airports, so I'm back. What's up, Ginger Jesus? Happy New Year to you, Raptor XRR. I gotta sneeze, man. I'm gonna mute. Oh, bless me. Thank you. All right, what else? Been 11 days. Yeah, it's my first 2026 stream, but I want to talk about 2025 a little bit, but I also want to catch up on chat because I'm like 10 minutes behind. I'm still at 11:15, so I want to catch up on chat. But I want to also kind of like let you guys know how 2025 went for Phat Airlines. I don't think I saw a recap from World of Airports, but I'm gonna look right now. And I hope, so far it looks like both YouTube and Twitch are not lagging today, which is amazing. Maybe my computer needed 2 weeks off too. I don't know. Computers don't work like that. Anyways, all right. Adam Cack is back. Nice. Bill wants to play Minecraft instead of WoA. Interesting. You know, I never got into Minecraft. I know there's a few people who like are into Minecraft, but for me, I couldn't do it. I don't know why. I think I need an objective, that's why. And like Minecraft, there's like really no objective, I think. But anyways. Yo, what's up, bro channels? What's up, Goosey? Finally you're streaming? I know, bro. I'm so sorry. Raptor says get well soon. Thank you, man. Thank you. I've been drinking. I got water over here. I got yogurt so I could, you know, eat. I got coffee. I took medicine this morning. I'm not a big fan of taking medicine just because I'm sick, but because I had to stream today, I was like, all right, I'm gonna take some medicine today. I know medicine's supposed to help, but I like to also kind of like let my body do its thing. But I didn't want to like suffer through this stream. What's up, King Pilot? You had experience of sickness before 2026? Yeah, see, my like I would say like a month ago, the entire family was sick except for me. So now it's like my turn to be sick. It's kind of funny. What's up, Aviator Aryan? Red Channels is getting the Hong Kong Premium Pass. Let's go, bro. Hong Kong is pretty fun airport. I'm still not max level there, but I'm not rushing to get max level. It's a fun airport. Red Channels has it maxed for 1 to 2 weeks. Dag. So you're gonna have a lot once you unlock that Premium Pass. The great thing about the Premium Pass is that like if you can unlock it anytime. So for Bruh Channels, he's max level at HKG. So as soon as he unlocks the Premium Pass, he gets all of the rewards instantly from the Premium Pass. So he's gonna have a bunch of planes, a bunch of silver planes, a couple of liveries that he gets, a bunch of contracts, extra handling crew, a bunch of wallers, all at once. That's gonna be like amazing. The only bad part, the major bad part, is that you have to redeem it one by one. But that's gonna be pretty cool for you, bro. That's awesome. I thought he meant the average player plays and then uninstalls. I guess he meant the active player. No, I think he was talking about the average game session. Talk about the average game session for World of Airports players, an hour and a half. Not the uninstall. That's not like a statistic that developers really talk about publicly. But the average game time, the average play time, that's a usually a statistic, a data point that developers don't mind saying out loud. Magic's guy says I only average about 8 hours a day. Adam Cack said the channel where the interview was, I think it was Heroes on Air. Thank you for saying that, Adam Cack. Yeah, Heroes on Air. That's the YouTube channel that had the interview with the World of Airports developer Kuba. It's in another language, Czech, right? Is that how do you, what's the language called? But there's subtitles. There's transcript for English. Boitano says it was not that deep. Yeah, man, dude, you haven't ran a business though. I don't know if you're talking about like the business part, But like, yeah, the fact that you have to like selling a part of your business and going all in something that's not even monetized yet or monetized properly, you know, there was a point in Airport Prague and in World of Airports, and Kuba talks about this in the interview. There was a point, and a lot of you guys who are here since the beginning know this. But an Airport Prague is not monetized, right? It's a free game, and you can just play it. World of Airports was like somewhat monetized, but like really, really poorly in the beginning. There was like there was gold planes, right? And they kind of made it sound like gold planes didn't exist in the very beginning. But for when I joined playing World of Airports, because I wasn't there on release, I was there like 2 months after release. But when I was there, gold planes were always there. But anyways, they say like it wasn't monetized. You know, I mean, if you think about it, a lot of this stuff was accessible for free. You were able to turn in like your A388 for like 34 gold planes. It was kind of insane, in a good way. I liked it. I mean, it really gave us a lot of reason to play, but it was poorly monetized. So the fact that they figured out a way to monetize it, you know, on top of like the people cheating, you know, I think it is pretty inspirational, you know, just to see how he made that leap. Maybe it's just my culture versus your culture too, Voitondo, right? But like, because a lot of people, I mean, don't take those kind of risks here. A lot of people would rather like get a job, right? Get paid 9 to 5, no risk involved at all, nothing, you know. But when you're making an app, when you're making a game, like you don't know that people are going to be buying stuff in the game. You don't, especially since like they have so much available in this game for free. You don't have to buy anything in this game. I have a free to play. A lot of you guys have a free to play account in this game, and you can unlock a Concorde for free. Yeah, it might take you, you know, what is it, like 52 weeks? It might take you a year, but it's technically doable. And I think a few free-to-play people have unlocked the Concorde. Say in the chat if you are a free-to-play player who's unlocked the Concorde, because I know some of you guys here are free-to-play and have the Concorde unlocked. So, yeah, the fact that you can unlock a Concorde 100% free-to-play, not spend a dime on the game, is pretty amazing, right? What other games really let you do that? There's not many. There are a few, right? There are a few games that let you do, like, get things, but yeah. Alright, I'm a little bit behind still. The Ralph Christian says, where is that interview? It's Heroes on Air is the YouTube channel. Are you guys making redemptions? S-Plane contract from Raptor. Okay, my bad. I got confused because all of a sudden I see Raptor XRR typing in his name in chat, and I'm like, wait, that must be a redemption. GoNav said, I finished Bowery Airport, and the next airport to Max is in Prague. Yeah, congrats, man. That's awesome. After finishing Prague is like, that's when you get, what's the airport? Washington IAD. And that is the airport that really like makes it like, that's the airport for a lot of players that makes it easier to like earn silver planes, which then makes it easier to like turn your silver planes into gold planes. Because, I mean, the whole point of your silver planes, there's many different purposes to your silver planes, but the number one thing is to turn 10,000 silver planes to 10 gold planes. You know, if you can't afford turning in 10,000 silver planes into 10 gold planes, you really shouldn't be spending your silver planes on anything else except maybe on tower managers if you're playing like a little bit like distracted. Tower managers are always worth it in my opinion. Maybe, well, actually the approach manager is always worth it. As far as the other three, depending on your scenario, it may or may not be worth it. For me, I'm having departure on right now because I'm not actively like watching the game, so I'm just having the departure manager make sure that planes take off, because here at Prague you can get a really long queue, and that really long queue will block planes from getting to their stands. Additionally, here at Prague, planes don't show up on the radar. So like the planes don't leave your airport until they're in the air, in the airport. So, or on a time delay. So it could be like 5 to 10 minutes. I think somebody said it's like 7 minutes. But so it's better to kind of get them off the ground as soon as possible, so that way they can start traveling and get to the other player. So that's why I have the departure manager on right now. Also, I like to have the delivery manager on. Oops, that's not the towers. I like to have the delivery manager on when I first enter the airport. I have it for the first 10 minutes, and then I have the different priorities here. There's something cool I found with Prefer Schedule when it comes to using G planes, like the A225, especially at Washington. I'm still testing it just to make sure that it works properly, but it seems like it works properly. I can't wait to share it with you guys. And then I like the ground manager, but especially in airports where you have runway crossings. That's where the ground manager is like a must-have. Other airports, it's a nice to have, but at airports with a runway crossing, you kind of have to have that delivery manager. But yeah, it's worth it. Oh, we got de-icing. Okay, time to play some mini games. But yeah, at that airport, no, sorry, it's worth it to spend your silver planes on the tower managers. That's for the amount of time that you're playing. But other than that, you should only spend your silver planes on buying the 10 golden airplanes. Don't buy the 1, buy the 10. All right. First said, not forever, but I need to take a break for 1 or 2 years. Gotcha. Thank you. Okay, I get it, man. Yeah, sometimes I need a break too. My breaks aren't for that long, but I mean, who knows? Maybe I will have to take a 1 or 2 year break. Who knows? Hopefully not, right? Hopefully not, but you never know. Things happen. Things happen. Adam Cat got a laptop for Christmas. So you're playing WoW on BlueStacks? That's funny. Back said, I took a long break from WoW, but now you're back grinding Muscat again. Nice. Yo, the best time to grind Muscat, or to play Muscat, is in the winter time. Winter time for the Northern Hemisphere, best time to play Muscat. Because, like, that's like the only, like, one of the, well, actually, there's a few airports that don't get de-icing. But, man, it is nice to not have to worry about de-icing sometimes. Unless you're trying to grind and you're trying to play that mini game, like I'm going to be playing the de-icing mini game right now. Let me go into settings here. We're going to go to game settings. I want some XP. Oh, let's turn off battery saver mode. Let us automatically turn on the de-icing game switch. We're going to play some de-icing. But yeah, it's nice to not have to worry about de-icing when you don't want to, like, when you just want to, like, play quickly. De-icing is pretty cool though when, like, you're trying to get XP, because, like, especially like those early levels, if you get 100% on a de-icing a plane, you do get 1 XP for completing that. Hopefully we get the 1 XP here today. Don't forget the wheels, by the way, and the engines. You don't see the wheels on the picture on the bottom left though, so easy to forget about the wheels. Engines you do see, so a little bit harder in my opinion to forget about. Yeah, de-icing is pretty cool if you're like trying to get levels, because it's another way to get 1 XP. You know, you don't. Otherwise, the only way to get XP is by completing contracts or by doing the parking minigame. And I mean, the parking minigame's cool and all, but like it's actually like, for me, it's a little hard to get 100% all the time, especially on certain planes. Certain planes I just like I'm really bad with, and I just can't get like this big plane, the 744. I probably can't get this perfectly parked all the time. But de-icing, now that it's not bugged anymore, I can get 100% like almost every time if I really like I really, if I'm paying attention, if I'm doing it. So what's up, Dandy Aviator? I see you, Euroland Airways. Try hot toddy, whiskey, hot water, and 2 sugars. Interesting. I don't have whiskey in the house. I stopped drinking like a long time ago. Long time ago. It's like, even if I wanted to drink, it's tough because like now I have 2 kids, so it's like, I mean, I'm always worried, like, what if something happens where I need to like go to the hospital or, you know, go somewhere, pick up medicine for them on an emergency basis kind of thing. Now, because I'm drinking or something, now I can't do that. I feel like that's irresponsible, so I just don't do it. Kronos has 260 plus planes at HKG, nice. Roloff B has max HKG, nice. Bav said the 2024 update was the best. I need to remember what. 2024, let me think. That's when we got like an airport too, right? 99, come on. I got plenty of time though. I just can't get the last percent, man. I'm dialed in, guys. I'm back to you guys in a second. There we go. Okay. Phantom Cac spent all your gold plane life savings on Hong Kong Premium Pass, and you're level 40. You're in what with debt? Alright, gotta handle planes. Oh, let's get this one out of here. Yo, what's up, Hammy? Happy New Year to you too. Thank you. Hammy, how was your vacation? How was your time with... How was everybody else's time with the family on... You guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed my time with the family last week. And, you know, of course, during Christmas and... I gotta probably do the wheels. There we go. Yep, the wheels. The wheels do it. Darth Yoda here, says Kronos Woa. I think I'm catching up to chat, and then I look again, and I'm like still 10 minutes behind. Weren't there keys instead of planes? Well, there were keys for connections. I don't think there were keys for other keys were for connections, contracts. What contracts are now. Land Manika, because that one's at 9 out of 10. Jack says a year. Yeah, no thanks. I don't need the Concorde. That's funny. Plane Addict is a free player and they can buy the Concorde, but I won't be doing it yet. What's up, Sammy? MD-11F counts as an L plane, right? That, yeah, I would count it as an L plane. Definitely not a medium plane. like the de-icing minigame for streaming. Now, if you're buying a cake later, I don't know what that means, but I'm whatever you're celebrating. What's up, Air Sweet Prom? You're inactive tomorrow through Friday due to sessional MBBS exams. Okay. Good luck on your exams, man. No worries at all. I think I sent a request yesterday to your CNN. That was another thing. There was a giveaway where it was for a bunch of A19Ns from my Muscat, and the giveaway I just sent them over, but the giveaway finished like 2 weeks ago, and I just sent them over. I just been so killed my first de-icing today. Oh, snap. Oh, I don't see these contracts. Ginger Jesus, I'm waiting. Aries Mike is playing Innsbruck and it's snowing there, but you handled the plane so fast, you didn't get de-icing. That's funny. Hidden, what's up? Hidden has a quick question. For what we talked about, would you like to have the user select which airports or have it optional? I think they need to select which airports. Like to start off with, yeah. So what Hidden makes our Phat Airlines bot on Discord, and what we've been talking about was a way that we could implement, like, at least how I put it, we could tell people what destinations different airplanes can go to, because one of the problems that's happening is that people are requesting planes, like they're winning planes in giveaways, but then they're requesting the plane go to an airport that it can't go to. Which sometimes is understandable. Other times it's frustrating because, like, I'm setting a plane from Muscat and you're requesting it to Muscat. Like, that don't make sense. But when you're requesting a plane from Muscat and you want it to go to, LHR, some planes can go that distance and some planes can't, right? So, Hidden, I think it's best if we make it a field. I don't know. I think it's best for. I would say make it a field that has to be required, but then I would go back to the VIPs because I have a feeling they would have certain feedback on that, which is no problem. But I know we had to start somewhere, right? So I think we would start it with the people choose which airports they want listed. That way, there's like little to no excuse for people to saying that, like, oh, I didn't know, or like requesting the wrong airport. Because eventually we're getting a lot of people who are joining giveaways who just aren't eligible to, like, essentially they don't have the right airports. So like eventually I might have to, like, essentially, like, get people not allowed to make or to join giveaways. I'm hoping we don't have to get to that point, so we're trying to do as much things as possible, so that way people can join and not have to get banned. But there's only so much we can do, right? If you can't read, then that's not on me, We gotta handle planes. Is there any news of getting new airport? Oh yeah, that's like one of the reasons why I was talking about the interview. So in that same interview, which is on Heroes on Air on YouTube, the Heroes on Air YouTube channel, in that same interview where Kuba's talking about World of Airports, he does kind of talk about there's a potentially the next airport coming out, but he also mentioned a couple things before that, right? He talked about, you know, like that one. He shouldn't be saying this is one of the things that he mentioned, right? He shouldn't be talking about what the next airport's going to be because the team is going to kill him. And I think what that means is really like, you know, sometimes these airports get delayed. Sometimes airports aren't ready. So by him kind of like saying that this airport may or may not be the next airport, it could cause undue pressure on the team, right? So I feel like that's the route. Like, also, like, the plans change all the time. But yeah, he mentioned that. He also mentioned something about you know, they're still working on 3 or 4 airports at a time, but he says that he did mention that there was one airport that they're currently working on. I think that was Vienna, was the airport. So it's very possible that could be one of the airports we get in the future. Is it the next airport? Maybe. But it's probably going to be one of the airports we get in the future. Is it going to be the next airport? I guess it's probably our best guess because it's the only airport we know about right now. But is it guaranteed to be the next airport? Who knows? But if anybody had to bet on what the next airport is going to be, that would probably be the one that have the highest odds. But he didn't commit to that, like being the next airport. He did say that's in the works. Yeah, that's pretty exciting. I do want to look at 2025 still. Oh, Hammy, it was good. I felt overwhelmed. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry to hear that. That means it must be good to get home too. So. Frosty Kin, what's up, Frosty Kin? HKG is so nice, man. I'm not even regional yet, but I enjoy it so much. Dude, I'm enjoying HKG as well. One of the cool things about HKG is just like the number of stands that you have there too. It's like you can have, you can just buy a bunch of A stands to like really increase your handling crew. So you don't even have to like fully unlock the airport, but you can still have like a huge amount of handling crew, so you can handle a huge amount of planes at once. Ronig asked, how many gold planes should I have to purchase premium pass at Leipzig? I mean, the Leipzig premium pass is 80 gold planes, right? So that's really all you need. You don't need to have more. Unless there's other things you're saving for, then it's like, I don't know. Well, actually, that's all you need, 80. Like, really no other need to like discuss anything. Alright, we're level 28 here. Let's go. We get a level 28. We get international at 35, so only get Wallers, it said. The Leipzig Premium Pass is pretty nice because the Leipzig Premium Pass, it has the A124 and the A225. So both of those are pretty nice. That's the only way you can get both of those planes in the game into your fleet, and it's only through the premium pass at that airport. So really unique airport. Almost 12. I think we'll do 30 more minutes here. Prague is such a hard airport. Oh, I got one more thing I want to talk about too. I'll talk about it in just a minute. Christian Morales said, yo, Phat, can you request me a Boeing 787-9 to Sydney? Probably not, bro. I mean, the larger planes are kind of hard to like just give away. everybody who's asking. No offense to you, man, but and they're expensive to buy. They're expensive to maintain. What I can do though, I need to do an email giveaway soon. I've been meaning to do one, but I am sick. If I do an email giveaway soon, I don't know if it's gonna be a 789. It might be though. Might be though. Zurich. Okay. I don't know. I thought Vienna. I'm like, see, this is my sickness, man. My sick brain. Mr. Chicken Guy, what's up, bro? Said I unlocked the A388. Nice. Now you can pay only wallets for the A388 in your fleet. Nice. A388, great plane to unlock nowadays. Cause like the gold plane price is still kind of low. Yo, what's up, Shams? Says, I'm really stuck in deciding for Premium Pass and BKK or HKG as both cost the same. Do you have both airports? I would by default go for HKG because there's more levels. But I could get more nuance than that, right? Another thing I would keep in mind too is like, which one do you have a higher level in, right? Because it could be nice to just get a bunch of instant rewards in one of your airports, right? If you're like level 80 already at BKK, then you get a bunch of planes right off the bat. You get a bunch of handling crew. You get a bunch of wallers. You get a bunch of rewards right to begin with as soon as you unlock it. That could be very nice, right? Whereas like, if you're not max level at HKG, then you're not gonna get, you're gonna get the rewards eventually, but you're not gonna get all of them immediately like you would if you're higher level at BKK. But BKK has more levels, so I'd probably go that route. You only have enough for both. Plus, gives you more reason to play BKK. You get, I forget what you get in sorry, HKG. I forget what you get in both of those premium passes. I do know I would go for HKG just based on its number of levels. Ginger Jesus said, yeah, A388 is still surprisingly cheap to unlock. Watch this space for a potential remaster. Yeah, they're gonna eventually update the price, right? Every plane has gotten a plane update price. It's just about like, the question is, when is it going to happen, right? It's not if, it's when. It's going to happen. We just know when. That's why it's like, it's good to unlock it as soon as you can. What do you think about Schiphol Airport? I have no clue, man. I'm not like a airplane expert like that. I just really enjoy playing World of Airports, and World of Airports is like one of the only like airport games that I really enjoy, or airport games that I really enjoy playing, because like I feel like there's objectives to do, right? You have the leveling up on your airports. You have planes to unlock. You know, you have there's a bunch of things in this game that like align with the way I like to play games. You know, I've tried like Microsoft Flight Sim, and it's like there's like where am I flying to? You know, what am I doing flying this plane? I'm not doing anything, right? You're just simulating it, which is fine for some people, but for me, I need a cheap. I need levels. I need goals. I need things like that in my game. Or I need to win, you know. And I think the most recent flight sims, Microsoft flight sims, have like these missions now, but I haven't played the most recent ones yet. And like, you know, there's UATC, which I enjoy, but that doesn't get updates. I don't play it as much. Why do I feel like somebody told me the A330s are gonna be the next planes to get updated? Like someone told me that, but I couldn't find where. Like one of the things I hate doing is like passing off rumors as confirmed information. This is just a rumor. I haven't confirmed it. But yeah, I mean, it sounds like based on a rumor, the A330 might be one of the next planes to get updated. So it's possible if you don't have that plane, you want to consider unlocking it now. Worth taking a look into. Hey, I'm not like a huge fan of the A330s. I don't really use it too often. Can't find this red spot. Oh, I got. Gotcha, Hidden. So the way Hidden wanted to do the bot might not have worked. Not going to work the way we thought it would. So we're going to have to think of other ways to do it. Oh, nice. I'm caught up on chat. What are you watching, Voitano? You're not even listening. Season has started. I don't know what season he's talking about. Really hard to see the ice on a Snow White plane. I like that you could visually see it as well on the plane. He's like some of the ice kind of coming off, and it's hard on this plane right now. What's up, Jaco? To get these large planes out of here. Playing Farhead. I'm not a developer, bro. I'm just a player just like you. Yeah, I do get to talk to the developers a lot more than normal players get to. Like, do talk to the developers. I have Kuba's Google. But yeah, I do get to talk to them a little bit more often than you guys do. I'm just a regular player, just like you guys. I make videos for about World of Airports, not. But I know if you want to see an airport in the game, I think what is recommended is to make a post on the World of Airports forum. You go to forum.worldofairports.com, and over there they have like a suggestion board or feature request. And part of the feature request are airports, and you can vote on them. So if like somebody else made the request already, you can vote on it, and that's supposed to help influence which airports you might game. Of course, it doesn't make any guarantees. Like there's some airports that have a lot of votes but still aren't in the game. It does help developers understand what airports people want to see in the game, so that way they can decide whether or not they want to work on that. Hidden said some of my colleagues might have annoyed the ground crew a bit last night. Had to drain the water tanks out on the ramp in negative temperature. Oh my god. Passenger door and ground was covered in ice. Oof. High positional sound. Oh, okay, my bad. Thank you for the heads up, Mike. Now what I have is a gate on my mic. I have a noise gate, so that way when I'm not talking, it doesn't pick up the ambient noise that's happening. So like, you know, in the room behind me, like I'm in one of my bedrooms in my house, which is connected to the living room. So the room right outside this door is the living room. That's why when I'm talking, you'll sometimes hear the kids like, you know, crying or playing or laughing, whatever, in the room next door. But when I stop talking, then you won't hear anything, because there's a certain there's a noise gate on my microphone. Oh, I didn't realize VIPs still get ads. That's interesting. It's kind of confusing though that like Twitch has a VIP tag and then I call everybody VIPs. Maybe I gotta rename what VIPs are called. Frosty Ken said, guys, any tips for Sydney? Like, should I focus on building a fleet? More player contracts? My goal is to get BKK ASAP. I think Sydney is a lot better now that you have BKK, you have HKG, and you have Nagoya all kind of nearby to like send planes to. So, and they also updated a lot of things at Sydney, where you have combined stands. And what combined stands are, like they're stands that they can be cargo and or passenger, right? So those cargo stands can be used for both cargo and passengers. So I think that's really nice, really good to use and utilize. So I think, I mean, I'm biased. So like I always prefer having a fleet, even in airports where it doesn't make sense to have a fleet, because I mean having a fleet is going to help you make more wallers, right? A fleet plane is going to make you more wallers, and especially like in the early levels, now you know, getting more wallers will mean that you can unlock more stands and get equipment as needed, because that's going to be your hardest part in any airport, is unlocking stands and getting equipment. Once you're able to unlock stands and get additional equipment, then the wallers aren't as necessary, because the wallers are then just used to buy more planes. But using it to get more stands is really huge in the beginning levels of an airport. And the best way to get wallers is by handling larger planes or by handling planes in your fleet. So hearted planes need attention. So many planes that need de-icing. And the biggest thing about de-icing is you don't want to miss the wheels. Sometimes you'll be at 99% and everything looks perfect on the map, but because the map is giving you an overhead view, you can't see the wheels. Looks like we need an auto de-icing button. Oh yeah, I mean, you could always just turn off the mini game, right? You could hit this, turn this off, and the plane will just start de-icing on its own. I mean, I do wish that if you mean something where you don't even need to push this button, yeah, I'm with you. I wish there was an option somewhere that would let us just that would let the plane de-ice without us having to interact. I really feel like that should be part of the ground manager. The ground manager should be managing pushbacks, runway crossings, and de-icings. But de-icing should be an option, just like over here, how you have these options to prefer favorite airplanes and arrival sequence. And over here for delivery, you have prefer schedule. I think for ground, it should be, you know, turn de-icing on automatically or not, you know. Because like if you want to play the mini game, then you need to have it off, you know. Can't be automatic. But if you don't want to play the mini game, then the ground manager, I think, should be the one handling it. Oh, we got another level. Nice. Let me get some more food here. Have y'all played Phat Airlines Leipzig? Nah. I haven't played Phat Airlines in like a month. When I do play Phat Airlines, the first airport I go to is LHR. That's where I got the most amount of planes, the biggest fleet. And that's where I'm going to get my silver planes. And on Phat Airlines, my free-to-play account, right? So the biggest thing I want to do on my free-to-play account is get silver planes, because I want to make sure I can spend 10,000 silver planes every week. And because I have like over 50,000 silver planes on that account, I spend 1,500 every single day. But I also don't log in every day. But I'll go into Leipzig right now on my Phat Airlines account, which is on my other iPad, not on screen. I'll go on that account right now. I love how easy the Concorde is to de-ice. Watch me fail this one somehow though. Yo, so how do you guys feel about my my 6-month-old? He's 6 months. That's crazy. My 6-month-old having a passport already. All right, why am I gonna fail this? Oh, I forgot the wheels. No, this can't be happening. I just jinxed myself, didn't I? Oh, wheels. No. There we go. Aries Mike said, I feel sorry for the poor soul giving away 20 D-size freight planes at Muscat. They can only handle 3 at a time. Yeah, dude, I struggle at Muscat with cargo planes, especially on my stream account. There's so many cargo planes. Speaking of, we're only gonna spend like 10 more minutes here at Prague, and then we're gonna switch over to what, Muscat. I don't know if we're gonna have time for HKG today, but if we don't spend any time today at HKG, then we'll definitely spend some time next week. We'll play HKG first. Backseat to runway. Back. 835K. 835K down here. That's Ginger Jesus. Alright, sorry guys, I'm locked in with this de-icing. I gotta sneeze too. Where's this engine that I'm missing? Here. We're missing the tip over here. Get the wheels. 99%. Bill says, I didn't know Phat owns an entire set of iPads. Yeah, so I got with my full-time job, I was able to get an iPad for free from them. And I have, you know, of course, the iPad that I play, that you're seeing right now, is just my main daily iPad. Yeah, work was able to give me a, well, I got enough, I guess, recognition and like all this other stuff that like eventually I was able to afford an iPad mini. I do good work at my job. Do we know what the next airport is going to be? Nothing's been like legitimately confirmed yet. It's been hinted, but it's Zurich, right? Zurich might be the next airport, but I think it more so Zurich is an airport that they're working on, not necessarily like guaranteed the next airport. Yeah, I'm starting to get a headache. I need to drink some water. Maybe stand up a little bit. Your 6-month-old is doing better in that regard than most adults in the US. Yeah, it's funny because when you're applying for a US passport for a minor, you have to do it in person, right? So we're at our local passport or local county office where they do the passport applications, and there's a couple of adults there as well. And they saw us taking the picture for her and all that, and they're like, wow, like, how old is she? And like, we're like, yeah, she, at that point she was 5 months, right? And like, I can't believe like she's getting a passport already. Like, they were like, I was like 30 when I got my first passport, and I'm like, well, that's one thing like one of the advice I've gotten from a lot of older people. is to like, don't change your plans. Like, don't stop traveling just because you have kids, right? Bring them with you if you can, or just travel with you and just your wife if that's. So, I've heard that from multiple people. It's like, hey, don't stop traveling just because you have kids. Like, bring them with you. Let them enjoy it with you. And so far, it's been great. My son he's been traveling on planes since he was like, I think 7 or 8 months old, and now he's fantastic on a plane, and he's only like 2.5 years old. Yo, what's up, Sloppy? Thank you for 43 months. That's crazy. Is that how long we've been streaming for? 43 months. That's almost 4 years. Holy crap. Show us HKG on the Fat Rican. I could do that. Yeah, I have I had a vote last stream, which was 3 weeks ago now. We had a voting stream last stream. So what we did last stream was we unlocked a bunch of planes, and then at the very end, I put it up to vote on which airport to unlock, right? And it was like, should we unlock GRU, SCL, or HKG? And we voted everybody, not everybody, but because there was actually, I think, a tie at one point. I think it was for the airports where there was a tie, so we had to kind of do a revote on the airport as well. But eventually HKG won, which is cool with me. I would have been cool either way. Like, I was rooting for SCL mainly because like that would at least give us another airport to unlock. But at the same time, I think by the time we actually finish HKG with the 90 levels that it has, by the time we finish it, like there'll probably be 2 more airports out. But yeah, we have HKG on this account now, and then we have a bunch of all the event planes that came out with the airport. We have that as well. What am I missing? Oh, this back. Over there. I got the wheels. Failure. What's up, Ian Aviation's B-Man guy? DJ Bay says, looking forward to building up some cargo volume at BKK. Nice. You almost have MSY unlocked. Pretty excited about that. MSY was the newest airport when I came back to the game. Sweet. That's some pretty good progress, man. Got here. Ryanair. Alright. So here's what we're going to do. I don't have time for more de-icing. And we're not going to get a level anyways. So we're just going to automatically have all these planes go through the de-icing right now. That way they can at least get out of this airport. If we can, we have hearted planes, some Concords. This one's at 8 out of 10, so we're going to land that one. My music stopped. Album now. All right, cool. 3 years, 9 months, 13 days. Nice. Drink some water. Yeah, good reminder. Ian Aviation says, I just unlocked St. Martin. Yo, congrats on that. But St. Martin's a rough airport, bro. So you want to know what should I do? What should you do to grow faster? All right. St. Martin's going to be a tough airport, man. I'm not looking forward to unlocking it on this account, to be fair, because it is going to be a grind. St. Martin Airport, you're gonna want to handle a lot of small planes because you have the most amount of small B stands for handling. But at the same time, like, B planes aren't going to get you levels, so you need to have a good balance of B planes as well as the larger planes. The cool thing about St. Martin is you do have the option to handle, you know, C, D, and E and F planes, C, D, E, F planes. So you have the capability of handling all size planes, right? But if you have too many of those larger planes waiting to land, you're spending a lot more time waiting for planes to land and taxi than you are actually handling planes. So I think one of the best things to do is to find an active player at like IAD, for example. You could also find active players at like MSY or San Diego, or MSY. San Diego, you're gonna have like some C or D planes, but you really want to find active players from IAD who could send you small planes, some B planes, and then from the other airports you could get some of the larger planes from. But really, St. Martin's the kind of airport that you're gonna want to play, well, not want to play, but you should play every day for like maybe 30 minutes, and then switch to another airport and play some bit. You could grind it if you want to, but I found it best on my free-to-play account when I was grinding it. If I went in there for 30 minutes, then I stopped and I went into another airport, for me, that worked out the best for me. I had the most fun. Not to say that it was fun, but I had the most success by doing that. Jaco thinks the first African airport is going to be Cape Town or Tambo in South Africa, since the flag was shown in the preview for the scheduling system. Nah, bro, that flag that you saw is just always the placeholder for every single placeholder, like, preview information that they show. That is not a hint. If you looked at any other preview screenshots that they've shared in the past, it's always using that flag. So I'm all about, you know, like, looking for hints, but that right there, I would not think is a hint at all. But I appreciate how, like, you're looking at those details, man, because sometimes, like, you know, some other games and stuff like that, and maybe sometimes, like, some other games and sometimes the developers might forget to, like, uncensor things, or sometimes some other games are, like, purposefully dropping hints. That's not what's happening here right now for that airport. Or at least, I mean, those airports could be coming, but not for that reason, I would say, you know. Bro, Nav said, in my country it's hot, 31 Celsius. I need to be in your country, bro. I usually go I go to Mexico in like December, in the winter time, and this year I did not, and maybe that's why I'm sick. I didn't go warm temperatures. Yeah, we'll blame it on that. All right, it looks like the entire airport is pretty much empty except for this one's parked. I'm not gonna be able to handle that. That's parked. I'm not. Oh, I want to handle that though. That one needs a contract. It looks like everything is pretty good to go. Taxing. All right, time to switch airports. Yo, Kronos, you did 0 to 55 in a week at St. Martin? You ran the Fokkers and the C30s with a person who has IAD open all the time. That's solid. Yeah, because if you're doing player contracts, you get the best rewards, right? You get the 10 out of 10 rewards right off the bat. That's pretty cool. Whaler, what's up, man? Whaler asked, is the B77L worth it? I don't know, man. I don't think so, because there's a lot of airports. It's pretty limited. It looks like when you first look at it, it looks like it's going to be great, a great plane. But then when you try to like actually get it to destinations, it really is limited. I don't know if I feel like it's a great airplane to unlock. Maybe not right now. All right, so now we switched over to Muscat. Muscat is another airport that's kind of new to us. We unlocked Muscat by leveling up San Diego. And over here we're level 14. We need to like reach like level 50 or something, right? To get to Leipzig. 65 to get to Leipzig, and we're only level 14, so it's gonna be a while. And speaking of being a while, you know, one of the things I was thinking about doing, which I was like really thinking about doing before I got sick, was doing like a streamathon. I might do it we might do it in February or something, or sometime soon. But what I was thinking about doing was doing one stream a day. Yeah, for like 30 days in a row. And then we keep track of like, you know, what levels did we start off at all of our airports, and what levels do we finish at. You know, Saturdays would still be for like 3 hours, right? But like all the other days of the week would be like for 1 hour streams. That way we can make progress on this account and, you know, see if my advice, because the advice I try to give people, which I'm pretty sure it works, but I like to put it in action too if I'm able to. But my advice to people is it is better to play for 30 minutes a day every day of the week, 7 days a week, than it is to play for 3.5 hours on one day. And the reason why is because if you're playing for 30 minutes, even if it's just one airport, that gives the other player that you're contracted with, or even if it's not another player, it's just not another player, it's just, you know, another plane. It gives that plane opportunity to travel to its destination. It gives the other player a chance to handle that plane, and then it comes back. So if you're handling it for 30 minutes per day, then you get to handle that plane again the next day or pretty soon after. So I get to, if I do a stream every single day for 30 days, I get to put my theory to the test. The placeholders are essentially called wireframes. Gotcha. That's good. Please tell me how we play WoA on PC. WoA on PC is not supported. And I am not, like, what you're seeing right now is not me playing on PC. I'm playing on an iPad Pro. You'll see here, if I click on this right here, you got Game Center right here. That's iPad. Playing on an iPad Pro that's connected to a capture card. Some people do use an Android emulator in order to play World of Airports on their PC, but that's not officially supported by the developers. And sometimes during like updates, people playing on emulators have some issues for a couple of weeks until like the next update comes out. Then issues get resolved, but even still, they'll have issues they sometimes have issues. So definitely, I don't recommend it, because I also like don't like the terms of service and the privacy policies on a lot of these emulators. Maybe that's been updated now, but yeah, not an officially supported way. I know the developers know that a lot of players would love to be able to play this on PC, but the developer kit that they use does not allow for It's only for mobile games. It's not for PC games. Poppy asks, "Are you washing your hands a lot?" No. I should. We can both become snowbirds. TJ Bay said, "Yes, please." You downloaded it, but every time the game crashes. Sorry to hear that, Dry Knox. Zakillis said, "Can you help how to maintenance your own plane?" So, when your plane is done with a contract, and you either renew the contract or you send it off on a new contract to somebody else or a different location, if that plane, like if it's your own plane and it requires maintenance, you can look at the info right here and go to maintenance, and you can see where it's at. So like this plane is nowhere near it. It needs 95 points before it gets to maintenance, and each round trip is 4.5 maintenance points. So that's not close. Let me see if I can find one that's a little bit closer. Probably not. So yeah, like, so maybe this one is the closest, but what would happen, so when I'm done with this contract and I renew this contract, it's going to be normal. But let's say after 2 or 3 cycles of doing this contract, now when this, actually it's probably after one more cycle, what's going to happen is this is going to be then at like at 20 points, 20 maintenance points remaining. So then after I'm done with the contract, if this plane does not have enough maintenance points to make it through the entire length of your contract, it's going to automatically tell you to start maintenance. Then you have to pay that cost. If you don't have the wallers for it, that plane just sits occupying your stand until you pay for that cost. So it's kind of automatic. It'll automatically tell you maintenance has to happen. It doesn't let you do anything additional with that plane until you do the maintenance. And then if you're at large maintenance, you also have to send your plane away, which is an option that shows up as well. Michael asked, "Do you play an IAD?" So on my main account, I do play IAD. It's a daily airport for me. So if I'm playing that World of Airports that day, I'm usually playing Washington IAD as well. On this account, which is my stream only account, which is Phat Empire, I am not playing IAD. I don't have IAD unlocked yet. So yeah, hard to play an airport you don't have unlocked, right? Windows 11, you can play using iPhone. It's called Phone Link, and the phone should be able to have link to Windows. Interesting, nice. Adam Cack plays on PC because when you play big and well-developed airports, it's so laggy. Yeah, dude, even the other day, it was kind of crazy. I was having so much lag on my iPad Pro at LHR. I had no clue what was going on. I've never experienced so much lag on my iPad Pro. And the iPad Pro is like the top of the line, device. Shouldn't be experiencing lag like that. So I can only imagine how it is for you guys who have like normal phones. So even though I have 15 handling crew here, I'm waiting to get, actually, do I need to wait? Nah, I could start this. Yeah, we need to get these large cargo planes out of here or handled as soon as possible. We need to prioritize them because what ends up happening is we have so many cargo planes. Let's see, actually, right here. Active cargo. All right, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We got 13, 14, 15. This one doesn't count. We have 14 large planes and only 3 stands to handle them all. Have you mentioned going to St. Martin? Oh, no, not yet. But let's talk about 2025 because I want to look at my stats. Let's see what that looks like. And then we talk about what's happening in 2026 because there's some cool, exciting things happening this year. You know, I got a couple of vacations already planned. Let me look at what 2025 looked like for me on YouTube. And I'll look at Twitch as well. Let's see here. 2025. Alright, so 2025. Wow. We got on Phat Airlines YouTube channel 837,000 views. We had 30.1 thousand watch time hours, and I gained 2.5 thousand subscribers in 2025. That's crazy. That's awesome, actually. Like, not crazy, that's awesome. Almost 1 million views in 1 year. That's, we could probably get that this year. I need to make more videos. And it was tough because like we had you know, my wife was pregnant in the beginning of the year, and then you know, she gave birth to our daughter, and then like now we have a newborn. Things got a lot easier like for our first child, for our first kid, once like he turned like 1 years old, 1.5 almost. That's when like things got a lot easier for us. I mean, still hard, but like it wasn't as like we're not waking up in the middle of the night as much. Sometimes we're still waking up in the middle of the night sometimes, but not nearly as often. So I'm hoping that 2026 will allow me to do a lot more when it comes to that. But still, I'm pretty hyped about that. Let's take a look at my audience. It's going slow. Alright, so I got my top 5 geographies in 2025 are United States, India, Indonesia, United Kingdom, and Germany. That's pretty interesting. There's 93.7% male and 6% female. That's pretty. That's why I say, "What's up, guys?" So sorry to all you females. I do remember. If you tell me you're a female, I try to remember that you're a female, though. Oh, that's not bad. And how many videos did we put out in 20? Does this tell me how many videos I put out? Oh, it doesn't. It doesn't make it easy for me to see. But still, lots of streams, lots of videos. Let me take a look at my Twitch stats real quick. Analytics. $2025. All right, so on Twitch, we averaged 32 viewers throughout the year in 2025. We got 406 new followers, and we streamed for 146 hours. Not bad. Not bad at all. So what I'm excited for with 2026 is I have a few vacations scheduled, right? So I have a vacation scheduled in May where we're going to Mexico. That's just like a normal family vacation. But then I have a cruise that is scheduled in August. And in that cruise, we're actually making, the cruise is leaving out of Puerto Rico. So that's going to be pretty cool because like I'm Puerto Rican. So I get to like at least visit my home country. Not my home country, but like where my family's from, I should say. Because my home country is America. But yeah, I get to visit where my family's from. I haven't been there to Puerto Rico since I was like 10 years old. So that's like over 20 years now. And one of the exciting parts about the cruise is that one of the stops on the cruise is to St. Martin. And I am going to be booking, like, this is kind of silly, right? But you guys will understand this because like it's funny because like I could tell this to people at work and they're booking an excursion to see an airport. Like what? But yeah, I'm booking an excursion to go see an airport. And I think when I go to St. Martin for my cruise in August, that's going to be my first video. It should be my first like vlog video where I do like a world of airports versus real life, or I kind of like showcase what the airport looks like in real life, or vlog it, you know. If you guys have been here before, you know one of my goals is I would love to be able to travel a lot more. And one of the things like that I kind of made it into a goal was to travel to the airports that are in the game World of Airports and visit them in real life. And I get to do one of those. Now I don't get to fly into St. Martin, right? Because I'm on a cruise ship. But even still, I'm super excited about it. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. And we'll see. So, if you, that's one thing I need to work on is like a script, or what kind of format will that be, right? How is that going to look like when I do a vlog? I do have a 360 camera that I won for free at like one of the events I went to last year. So I'm excited. Like I'm going to use the 360 camera to the best of my ability. So many Antonovs, I know, right? But you know why? It's because Leipzig is the airport that you get the Antonov, right? But there's only like 2 airports that you can go to, and that's Muscat and Washington. Show us your 2025 in Twitch and YouTube. I'm not going to show that because it also shows revenue, and I don't want that to be public right now. Maybe one day we can make that public, but not today. Ginger Jesus said, unrelated, they finally settled on my livery colors for Emperor Air. Upon closer inspection, they're the same as Ryanair. That's funny. TJ Bay's going to Puerto Rico in March. Nice. You recommend a bus tour around St. Martin? Beautiful place. Yeah, I'm super excited. TJ Bay said the game is pretty spot on for St. Martin. Nice. Cat's been to LHR to spot planes. I want to go to LHR too. I definitely want to go to LHR. That one should be like an easier airport to go to, but like I feel like it's expensive because I hear, from everything I hear, LHR has just like massive fees for the airlines that are landing there, which of course, you know, airlines don't pay the fees, it's the passengers pay the fees. So yeah, I feel like it's just going to be expensive. But I think also what I've read online is landing at a different airport and then like traveling to LHR might be a good route to go to kind of save some money. Oh, let's take care of these cargo planes. Hold on. Oh, they are taken care of. Good. Guess I could take care of that one at the end. All these A380s over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow. Oh, pushbacks. Okay, good. You could be one of the people flying on the beach. Oh, I definitely intend to be standing right behind a plane. As long as I'm not holding my kid. Yes, I'm going to go to Maho Beach 100%. Aries Mike said, Maho Beach, I want to do it, but I also have to laugh at how the people just stand around waiting for a plane to take off. That's true. I know, that's why I would use flight radar. That way I'm not just standing around pointlessly. I would have at least a better idea of when that plane is about to take off. Ginger Jesus said, my local airport has a spot where folks come and spot planes, but the nearest parking is about 1.5 miles away, so everyone has to walk for ages. That's crazy. That's in Stansted. Muscat is the only airport that can host all available Antonovs. Oh, okay. Is that because of BKK as well? Yeah, Chrono said from LEJ or BKK. That's a good point. DJ Bay said, I'd rather take the Antonovs at Muscat because no gate shenanigans. Yeah, just wait till you hear. I mean, I probably have to show this more on my main account because I don't have IAD on this account. But what I found is if you use the scheduler at IAD and you leave the 2 stands to the left and to the right of the G cargo stand at IAD, you make sure there's no planes scheduled on either of those stands, and then you schedule all of your G planes into that G stand, and then you turn on your delivery manager and you prefer schedule, turn that on. No planes will be landed at those 2 stands to the left and right of that G plane until there are no more G planes waiting to land, or if you manually assign it yourself. It's a really cool, tip to make sure that you're getting the G planes to land. And if you don't care about the G planes, you could always manually assign it. But essentially, it's a nice way to guarantee the G planes are going to land without having to pause the delivery manager or going through any other shenanigans. Adam Cax, 2 hours from Prague and 3.5 from Leipzig. So you're going to take Leipzig off your list this summer. Nice. Chicken Guy is going to go plot planes at LHR as you live in London. Nice. See you later, Adam. Kronos went to St. Martin in 2017. You felt the 744 blast from KLM. Nice. Leith employer said, yo, which chat are you talking to? I think I'm very far behind. So I'm streaming on both YouTube and Twitch. Good question, by the way, because I know I could get confused when I'm watching streamers who are doing both as well. Yeah, I'm streaming on both YouTube and Twitch. So YouTube on your screen, you only see YouTube chat, and Twitch on their screen, they only see Twitch chat. That's because of the terms of service for each of these platforms. I know other streamers don't necessarily do the same thing. They'll have both chats show, but technically that's against terms of service, and I don't want to get banned. So I follow the rules. And but I'm able to see both chats, and I talk to both of you guys at the same time. I'm only like 2 minutes behind in chat right now, so you're not really missing too much. I'm just probably talking to Twitch. Protos, you know a player with 22 to 23 AN225s at IAD? That's crazy. Dude, that was driving me insane before I figured out the scheduling fix. You know, the way to kind of ensure that they landed every time through the scheduling manager. It would drive me insane. Like, and I would feel so bad because like it's a special plane, right? It's like I don't want to hold it hostage from people, but now I can actually make sure that they land first, or land on priority, I should say. See you later, Jaco. Bruno said you don't need to schedule, just block stands next to them, put the G stand to only G. Well, the problem with that is you would have to unblock the stands if you want to use those stands again, right? You could do that. You're right? But now let's say you're done handling G planes. Now those 3 stands are completely out of use until you unblock them or, you know, re-enable them. And the thing is, you can't disable stands while they're actively in use. Otherwise, I would 100% agree with you. Do go that route. Like, but if there's a plane already at a stand or assigned to a stand, you can't edit it. So you have to wait for that stand to empty up. And then if you have the delivery manager on, that delivery manager is going to automatically keep assigning planes to that stand over and over again until you pause it or it turns off. So that was the problem I was running into, is that I just kept getting planes being assigned to that stand. So I didn't have a chance to disable the stands, because you can't disable a stand while it's actively assigned a plane or it's actively in use. So I would just be in that endless loop where, and then I would pause the delivery manager, and then a bunch of planes wouldn't get assigned because I'd be walking away from my iPad for a little bit. And yeah, the way, I think the scheduling manager way really allows you to be like AFK for a little bit, while still also not having to disable stands. Because then once you're done handling all the G planes, the delivery manager, because there's no more stand preference, you know, when you look here, there's no more prefer schedule, there's no more schedule to prefer. It'll start landing regular planes, you know, or F, E, and D planes in those 3 stands, without you having to enable stands again. I'm with you though. If I could I wish we could. I 100% wish we could disable stands while they were in use. Like, let me turn off the A stand, even though the stand is currently occupied. Let me disable it. And yeah, you know, let me even disable the C stand here, even though there's a C plane there right now. Let it be active as soon as that plane pushes back. I don't like that I have to, you know, wait for the entire plane to be finished handling, and then I have to pause the delivery manager and wait for, you know, a bunch of things. Not ideal for me, but I'm guessing there's a coding reason for it or something, but that's one of the suggestions. I'm going to keep mentioning it until it gets fixed, or we find a reason out why it can't be fixed. In HKG, where to get a G plane? Probably just an event. Only one G plane. Oh, you get it at level 62 too? Thank you, Kronos. I love landing all these planes ahead of time. Such a solid strategy. Like, that's what I do at LHR. On my main account, overnight, I'll turn on my tower managers for 3 hours. And then in the morning, I have 190 planes on the ground, ready for me to handle. And that's kind of like what I did here at Muscat. Like, before stream, I logged into Muscat, I turned on the tower managers, and had the planes automatically land. So even though I don't have all the stands unlocked, you know, I have all the stands unlocked, but I don't have like all the sizes unlocked. Like over here, it's only A stands. You know, over here, I just unlocked these to like to C. I just unlocked these to E during stream here today. But yeah, what I'm trying to get at is, by doing, like, having the planes land when you're not playing the game, it really makes it so when you're playing the game, you're handling planes and not just waiting for them to land. At LHR, it's a solid strategy. At MSY, it's a great strategy. GRU, I have a lot of success also landing planes like that. But other airports, Prague is another great airport to like land planes ahead of time, because Prague has a long taxi time as well. Leipzig can benefit from it, but not so much, because like it has long taxi times, but the long taxi times are for the passenger planes, and there's not a lot of passenger stands, so it's really like a wash almost. But you can still benefit at Leipzig. But LHR, Prague, Muscat not so much, but like, because you got the 2 runways and the taxi times aren't too crazy. But I still benefit from Muscat. You know, MSY, GRU, even SCL can do. SCL can stay kind of full though sometimes, depending upon what your handling crew looks like. But having those planes land ahead of time is like really a really great strategy. People should not sleep on. 3 hours at HKG is 300 planes on the ground. Ooh. Aries Mike said, optimally, the stand preference would take into the account blocking stands. So if an A to F stand gets blocked by a G stand, that G stand would take precedence if there's a G plane waiting for a stand. Yeah, I wish, right? Especially, it should, yeah, that make, like right here, if the stand preference is G on top, then you're right. If an A to F stand gets blocked by a G stand, this G plane should have the preference, and they should not assign F, E, D, or any of the other ones to those stands until the G plane can land, because that's number 1 preference. If G was somewhere else, then yeah, okay, land it. Yeah, that should be how it works. It's not how it works, but that should be how it works, yeah. That's not bad. If it only takes 3 hours at HKG to handle 300 planes, that's not terrible. Only 300. Only 3 hours. Sydney is good for pre-landing, TJ Bay says. Yeah, yep. There's a lot of stands at Sydney too, yep. There's a lot of stands, only 1 runway for landing. So you're right. Sydney is another great airport for pre-landing. The only thing with pre-landing is you need to have the stands open, right? So like on this account, I don't have a lot of stands open at Sydney right now. Only have like maybe like I want to say like 20 stands. So pre-landing planes when you only have 20 stands, it doesn't make sense, because you're like, I mean, you can still do it, but it's not as beneficial as if you had the entire airport unlocked. So you the more stands you have unlocked that can actually handle the size planes that you're waiting to land, the more beneficial it's going to be for you. Should not sleep on landing planes while you sleep. Yes. Immortal King asks, should I grind for A388 or other plane in HKG? Yo, if you don't have an A388 right now, that's probably like the number 1 recommended plane from a lot of people based on its gold plane price. and based on its functionality and usability, I would definitely go for an A388. Now, the bad part about A388 is you can't use it at Innsbruck, you can't use it at Bari, but those are two airports that if you had 435,000 wallers, or was it 465? If you had almost 500,000 wallers at those airports, then you probably have a big fleet already. Cody says get the A330s because they're gonna get updated next. That's another good one, but like if you want to save your money, your wallers, or not your wallers, you want to save your gold planes so you're not spending as much like in the future, then yeah, that's a good idea. But I don't really see too many people, and I don't use them myself, I don't see too many people using the A330s in their fleet, at least as a plane that I'm receiving. It's not a plane that I get too commonly from other people. Maybe the A332s, I see a few of those. Like the A333s, I don't really see too many. I mean, there's two different versions too, but they're both just different engines. They're the same. But I don't really see them too much, so it's kind of like hard for me to recommend them. And I don't use them too much. I gotta sneeze, excuse me. Alright, I'm back. Is the BKK Premium Pass good for high levels? Thank you for the blessing. Is BKK Premium Pass good for high levels? Bro, I think, well, see, it's like every single Premium Pass is good. I actually have a video. I forgot. Yeah, I have a video on YouTube that talks about how I rank. Oh, no, it's ranking every airport. I don't rank the Premium Passes. I need to do a Premium Pass airport ranking. Add that to my to-do list. That's actually a good reminder. But the BKK Premium Pass, I think it's not bad. I mean, all the Premium Passes are worth it because you're gonna get handling crew, and handling crew is kind of expensive. You know, it costs 45 gold planes for 5. So, like, even at Washington, which has their Premium Pass cost 110 gold planes. Washington's the most expensive Premium Pass. I know you're asking about BKK, but bear with me for a second. At Washington, you definitely get more than 15 handling crew for the 110 gold planes that you're spending, right? So just for the handling crew itself, you're getting value out of it. That's worth it right there. Because the more handling crew you have, the less time you need to spend at the airport, right? Because if I was to buy more handling crew, then I can do, right? I just added 2 more handling crew here. That means I can handle 1 more plane at a time, which means that there's one, like, that's another plane I don't have to wait on to do. And if you actually spend gold planes to buy more handling crew, then you can really speed up the amount of time you're spending at the airport. So handling crew is really always is worth it, especially from the Premium Pass. BKK, you get the A124 on that Premium Pass, so that's pretty nice. It's another special plane that you can't buy. The only way you get it is through Premium Passes, so that's really nice. And the Premium Passes are also great because you get a bunch of planes that you can add into your fleet without having to buy. So like right here, even though I'm only level 15, I get an E190 that I can use in my fleet. Whether or not I have it unlocked, I can use this. So I already claimed it, but I go right here into my fleet. You see I have E170 only available at Muscat. And then there's a couple rewards here, like this A320 that you could use at any airport. And those are the ones that look like right here. They say all airports. So that's going to be helpful for like when you're unlocking other airports, like when you get HKG or something. So yeah, I think the BKK Premium Pass is good. It's going to be up there on my list. It's not going to be in the bottom of the list like Sydney. Cody says Premium Pass is bad if you don't play at the airport. Yeah, if you don't play the airport, it's, yeah, kind of rough. You're not gonna get your money's worth. Like St. Martin, I feel like St. Martin is an airport that you want to get the premium pass, because like that extra handling crew really makes a difference. Like you can handle one more larger plane from all the handling crew you get, which is like really solid. What's up, Small Plane Aviation? You have any tutorials explain how to play on PC? No, I do not. I will not. PC Play is not supported by the developers. PC Play is only accomplished using emulators. And personally, I do not like the terms of service on those emulators. I don't like their privacy policies. So I do not recommend them for all those reasons. I'm not going to tell people how to do something that I'm not recommending, you know? I think there might be like, so there's other people who make YouTube videos for World of Airports. They might have videos on how to do that, but you're not going to see that from me because it's not supported by the devs. So like, last thing I want to do is create a video on how to do it, and then you're going to run into issues, and then you're going to come back to me asking me how to fix the issues when really it's like, oh, sorry, it's not supported by the devs. That's the answer. That's not fair to you. That's not fair for me. But yeah. If you have a MacBook, which is not a PC, right? But if you have a Mac, you can play World of Airports natively, because a Mac, you can play iPad and iPhone games on your Mac without any what's the word I'm looking for? Without like any emulators or anything like that. All iPad games and iPhone games work naturally. So oh, it gives a 744 and a St. Martin pass. That's pretty solid. Some people just sell the planes from the premium pass that they get. I'm not a big fan of that, but I completely understand why people do that, you know? But I'm not a huge fan of just selling the planes. I'd rather use them and make some wallers over time. Do you play on phone or PC? I'm playing on an iPad Pro. That's what you're seeing right now. I also have an iPad mini and an iPhone that I play World of Airports on. Right now what you're seeing is my iPad Pro, which is then connected to an HDMI cable, which is connected to a capture card, which is connected to my PC. So that's why you're able to see my face and my screen at the same time. It's not a cheap setup at all. Not a cheap setup. I think the capture card is like $100 something bucks, so almost $120. Then you got an HDMI cable, so, and then you got the webcam and all the other stuff. It's not cheap. I had to commit to, you know, doing streams, and I've been streaming for almost 4 years, it looks like. So, or at least on Twitch. I think I was streaming on YouTube before that. This plane's been waiting for so long. It has Sammy's old username. Alright, I think I should turn back on the tower managers. Do like another 20 minutes here. We're not going to get to HKG today. We'll do HKG next week while we're doing the call sign competition. Next Saturday, we're doing the call sign competition. and we are doing live votes on Twitch for sure. I think maybe YouTube as well. But we're doing live votes so we can decide who are going to be the winners for each category and who's going to be our grand prize winner. So this week I am going to be sending out emails hyping up next week's stream. There might even be a giveaway in those emails to make sure you guys read it and open it. But I'm super excited for next Saturday. I'm glad I didn't do it today because like I'm starting to get a little headache. It's probably because I'm standing like here in front of a light, in front of my screens and stuff like that. So that's why I think another 20 minutes is good and I'll be done. But yeah, I'm super excited for the call sign competition because the call sign competition, we're also giving away, we're giving away a custom, like for the grand prize, we're giving away a custom airport map made of SCL. This is LHR, but we have I have an affiliate link with Skybird Supply, and they are an affiliate of the channel now. And essentially, we're going to send out, if you're in the US, we're going to send out directly to you an SCL airport map if you're the grand prize winner. If you're not in the US, then we're going to figure out how to ship it out to you. But you can request a non-USA airport. We're going to request an SCL airport here, so that way you could get that map, hang it up somewhere. Remember that you have the best call sign in all of world airports. Speaking of affiliateships, Swiftpoint. If you guys are interested in the Swiftpoint Z2 mouse, there's less than 500 units remaining. So I'm looking forward to their Z3, whatever that's going to be. I don't know what that looks like, but I use the Z2 mouse right now. I got the mouse right here, and it's one of my favorite. It's my favorite mouse. I have two of them. I have one on my shelf in case this one goes bad. That's how much I like it. But if you use code Phat Airlines at checkout, I get a small commission. It doesn't cost you anything, and you also do get, like, I think 10% off. You do get a discount on your order too. So I appreciate if you guys use my links. That's appreciated, and it helps me out too. See you later, Immortal King. See here. Drink some more water. I don't know if I'm gonna make it the full 20 minutes, guys. Try my best. But we did some good progress. We didn't get a lot of silver planes though today. We did get a couple of levels, but not a lot of silver planes. That's because a lot of the planes the planes that we completed were like Concords, some small planes, and some medium planes. Concords don't really give you a lot of silver planes. They're great for XP though. What's up, say Katmahud? Oh wait, say Kat M Mahmood. What's up, dude? Frosty Kid said, Phat, over the past years now, what do you think is the biggest change? Please don't say 2.0 or 3.0. Try to be specific. We talk about for World of Airports. So for World of Airports, I mean, the biggest change was to the contract system, right? Going from connections to contracts is really been, I think, one of the biggest changes that we've seen in the game that really opened up players to play with other people, right? Because before, you were locked into playing with only one person for a single airport, and the reward was you had to do 100 connections with them, right? 100 completed planes. But now you could do as many contracts with as many people as you want, and I think that really kind of changed the game for the better, because one, with that change also came the fact that you don't have to handle the plane within a 4-hour period, because in the past, I mean, In the past, if this plane was coming to me in 37 minutes and I didn't handle it in 37 minutes, or between 37 minutes from now and 4 hours and 37 minutes from now, that plane would leave me and go back to its original owner, and it wouldn't count as a handling, as a completed handling. So essentially, there would be times where I would just send people planes, and it would be for weeks, and we wouldn't make progress. And nothing against them, right? But there's time zones, right? So like I'd be sending people planes while they're sleeping. You're not going to be handling, well, most people, I know some people would, but most people aren't handling planes while they're sleeping, right? Most people aren't going to wake up just to handle a plane in World of Airports. Some people would, right? But most people aren't. You have work, you have school, you have other commitments. So that was really tough to like coordinate that, right? So like, not only do I have to think about what my time zone is, what is this other player's time zone? Oh, and then this plane takes 5 hours to get there. So is this during their actual work plane, like, or their game playing time? Big headache. Now I could take as many planes from as many players as I can hold. You know, yes, you do have to buy contract capacity, but you have two options to buy. You could buy using silver planes, which you could renew every 48 hours, or you can buy using gold planes, which you could renew every 24 hours, and you can do that in every airport. That was, I think, the biggest change, which really opened up a lot of people to playing with more players and playing with a more diverse group of people too, because there was also times where people wouldn't want to do a contract with anybody else, because like, who knew if you were even going to make progress on it. Now you could take one plane, see if that player is active or not, and then kind of grow as that person's reputation increases. So I think that's probably one of the biggest ones, other than like, of course, 2.0 and 3.0, right, were big changes too. But I think that one change really kind of changed the way like a lot of people plays World of Airports. Because one, they also made it where player contracts don't count towards the limit that you can send to the playable airports, which I think is a great decision. So it gives people reasons to send to players, and then two, it also gives people a nice variety of planes coming in. The new UI was also a great update. I'm with you. It's a cool change. Yeah. I mean, I there's a lot of things that I like, right? The tower managers were great. I like this biggest thing is the sliders. Oh my god, the slider. Oh, so smooth. Love it so much. Love the sliders because really just makes it like I would be tapping there, man. You would see me on the beach or at the swimming pool just tapping my phone like a madman. Trying to handle some A388s, you know? Now I could just slide my finger and tap a couple times. Was that changed during the 2.0 to contracts? Yeah, that was 2.0. 2.1 was the tower managers. The tower managers really what like I really like the tower managers too, but I have to pick one, right? The one was the contracts. Contracts really what at first it was kind of like concerning, right? The contracts, but like looking back at it now, contracts was the thing, man. I love just being able to have so many different players. DJ Bay says the sliders, when my iPad is off, you can see the slider spot on the screen. Yeah, that's do I have macros on my thumbnail today? I don't remember, but we were talking about that in the VIP chat. Macroing. Oh yeah, we were supposed to talk about macros, which is funny. But yeah, we were talking about macros on my in the VIP chat a couple of weeks ago, and you know the one thing. The conversation that came up was, is using macros in World of Airports cheating, right? And for me, I think it is. you know, because I don't think that's an intended way to play the game. You know, if they wanted like there's a lot of things in this game that are already automatic, right? You have the tower managers, which automatically manages landing queue. You have the departure manager, which automatically manages departure queue. You have the delivery manager, which automatically selects and assigns stands. You have the ground manager, which automatically manages pushbacks and crossing the runway. You have ramp agent, which automatically handles your plane. So if they wanted things to be automatic in this game, they have made it a feature, right? And my opinion is macros make the game too automatic, but it's too easy to make a macro. If you guys don't know what a macro is just like a set of it's like a program that you could run that follows a set course of buttons or mouse movements, button clicks. You know, it also types the keyboard. It could do a bunch of things, but it's all like automated. And World of Airports, I think, is kind of easy to macro, to automate, because really all you gotta do is click the top left, the top right card, right? Click on, you know, tap right here, click and drag, tap on the, oh, I guess the ramp agent might not work. Actually, if you have all the tower managers on though, this one wouldn't even be on that list, the taxi runway. But you tap the top right, you drag this over, you click on the ramp agent, and then you click down here. And that's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta program. Now, you know, you wait a few seconds, you tap on the top right again, you click right here, you drag, or, you know, sometimes you don't have to even click and drag, you just tap 20 times, tap 20 times, tap down here once, tap over here. So, really easy to macro. But what do you guys think? Do you think macroing in World of Airports is cheating? And now, normally, it wouldn't really, it shouldn't even matter, right? Because, like, who are you really cheating? But World of Airports, let me remind you, World of Airports does have a leaderboard, right? Now, I mean, not a lot of people like look at the leaderboard because it's separate for iOS and Android, but there is a leaderboard here on World of Airports. Why didn't it pop up? Let me try using my finger. There it is. So yeah, World of Airports does have a leaderboard, right? So you have a handled passenger leaderboard. Oh look, this is, I don't remember this name being here. That guy must be macroing. That's interesting. How? I remember Flying Pock being up there for the longest time. How does this guy get like 100 million handled passengers in such a short time from the last time I went here? Or they must have changed their name, actually. That must have been, that might be what happened. It must be somebody's would have changed their name. Anyways, yeah, there are leaderboards in World of Airports. So that's why I think it's like, that's why I sort of consider it cheating, because you're making progress without actually playing the game. Handled airplanes. Yeah, this guy must have changed his username. I don't know who that is. I'm not saying that because I'm trying to be number one on any of these leaderboards. I mean, that'd be nice if I could get there. But you see here, my main account, I'm not number one in any of these. I'm not even near number one for a lot of them. Here, I'm 49 on handled cargo and tons. Completed contracts. I'm like, where am I? $44. That's what, global? No, it's all time. So that includes people who stop playing the game too. And then completed deliveries, I'm not even on that list. But yeah, let me see what you guys saying on chat. If I send you an AN124, do I need to pay for X-Plane or is they free? I think AN124 and 225s are free. Cody says macro is always cheating in games. Most games it's against their TOS. Yeah. So speaking of TOS, let's take a look, right? Because we'll go right here to worldofairports.com, and I think on the bottom here, privacy and policies, right? So this is the World of Airports policy, and a lot of it is just privacy policy. But if we go down here If we keep going down, that's data. Here we go. Inappropriate behavior and rule violations, right? So it says here, modification of game code. Any attempt to modify the game code to gain an unfair advantage will result in immediate suspension or termination of your account. So macros is not doing that. It's not modifying game code, right? The game code is not being modified using macros. You're using an external tool to essentially do some clicks for you. Okay, so that's not it. Unauthorized purchase. All in-app purchases must be made through official platforms made by Google or Apple. Any purchases made through unofficial platforms will be considered a violation of terms and may result in the termination of a player's account. That's not this conversation. Cheating and exploiting. Using cheats, hacks, or other means to manipulate the game's mechanics or other players' experiences is strictly prohibited and will result in account suspension or termination. So this is the line that I was thinking might be what considers macros a cheat, right? Because it's using cheats. It's not a hack, but it could be any other means, and it does manipulate the game's mechanics or other players' experiences. Now, some people were arguing with me saying that it wasn't manipulating the game's mechanics because you're still just using the in-game mechanics. You're just using an external clicker to kind of like, you know, click up here, then you click and drag over here, then you click the ramp agent right there, then you click down here, right? So you're not really manipulating any mechanic. You're just using mechanics there, but you're using something that I would call like a cheat, you know? But that's the gray area, right? It's not really clear based on that line. Then you got harassment. Any form of harassment, abusive language is not allowed. Then you got, you know, other offensive, political, or hateful usernames. So that is the line right there that might make it against TOS, but it's not clear. It's not clear like how other games will explicitly mention how macroing is against terms of service. World of Airports doesn't have that kind of like stance, or at least not in their terms of service. Dragon Cathay is macroing. It's impossible. It was Cathay Pacific, and that's actually the one part that I'm saying here. Other players' experiences is what I'm getting at, where macroing really kind of hurts, because the leaderboards now are kind of compromised because more and more people are using macros to kind of get on the handle, to get on these leaderboards and stay up on there, right? So it's like, I mean, people already are like, how am I gonna, I play the game every day, right? And I'm at 147 million passengers. It's like, how am I gonna make it to 500,000? I don't know. I think I know. I don't think Freezeman macros, or at least he hasn't admitted to it, you know. But like, pretty sure Freezeman plays a lot. You know, I know he plays a lot. And to be fair, I also sometimes don't see Freezeman's planes, which is a sign that, you know, he's not macroing, right? Because macroers are playing all day, every day. So yeah, if there was no leaderboard, I would say macroing, whatever. Who does it really impact? It doesn't impact anybody. It's playing your game. But because there's a leaderboard in World of Airports, I would say I'm thinking that macroing is cheating. TJ Bay said, I'm not far behind you on completed contracts. Nice. Cody says the third one, macroing, is under this. Trust me, no external software is allowed in majority of games. I know that. Yeah. I'm with you, man. I'm just saying, like, I'm how do I word this? I'm just going like based off the rules though, right? Like that's one thing I have to say is like when you're talking about the rules of the game, you have to look at what the rules of the game are. Just because it's like not allowed somewhere else does mean it could be allowed here. But there is like a big gray area with the current World of Airports rules. And I think macroing does impact the other player's experience. That's just my opinion there. Freezeman just playing BKK and HKG mostly. Haven't seen his Leipzig planes in a while. Yeah, I think he's reducing his play in Leipzig. He made like a player news post in the Phat Airlines Discord about that a while ago. I have seen a few of his like Leipzig passenger planes, which is kind of weird, right? You would think at Leipzig I would see more of his cargo planes, but it also could be just maybe he parked his cargo planes or something. I don't know. It's under external software. They do not have to spell it out. Okay, that's fair. I get that. So yeah, you know, that's just something I wanted to bring up. I'll probably bring it up again in a couple of weeks, when like probably at the beginning of another stream, because like it sounds like there's a lot of like, well, one, it's getting late and a lot of people are lurking at this point. So, but I would love to have like a conversation with a bunch of people who agree with us, you know, and I want people who also disagree, right? I like getting different perspectives because, you know, you might change my mind. And I don't mind. I'm not how to put it. I am okay with changing my mind. All right, the tower managers are over. Let's see what we got here. Taxi to runway. We're not lining up. No. Same rewards and up. Well, guys, I made it the 20 minutes. I am so happy. I'm still like starting to get a headache, so I'm going to call this a stream for today. Again, I appreciate you all being here. I want to thank you all for all the support in 2025. Almost 1 million views on YouTube. That's like incredible. And I am looking forward to 2026. You definitely want to join the go to PHATAIRLINES.com and sign up for the email list. Because on the email list, I send out email contracts and I send out some World of Airports news, especially the major news as we get them. When HKG came out, when 3.4 came out, I sent out an email to everybody. I'm going to be sending out an email this week with an announcement for the call sign competition that we're going to be voting upon next Saturday. You don't want to miss it. We're going to have a great time next Saturday because all you guys are going to be voting for who the winners are. So that's going to be pretty cool. And there's some pretty nice call signs out there. So I'm excited to see what you guys vote on. We have 5 different categories. We're going to have 5 winners plus 1 grand prize winner. What else? Phat Airlines Discord for us to chat and hang out after streams. And I think that's it. I'll say bye to you guys today. I don't have a raid planned yet. Maybe Sloppy might have one. I don't know. I'm gonna look real quick. Kronos, thanks for that. Take care of your health. Appreciate that. TJ says, hope you feel better. Appreciate that. Mart, see you later, man. Thank you. Mike, thank you, man. You feel better too. Now you don't even know if you're sick. It's like, have a good flight. You too. What? Anyways, what's up, Ultra? Thanks for hopping back in, man. I'll see you later. Jacko, see you, man. Made to move. Peace out, bro. Frosty Ken, nice to see you, man. It's been a while. Thanks for joining today. Raptor says, when are you going to start Wednesday streams, Phat? I think in February. I'm taking baby bonding leave from my job, where I get 3 months off from the state of New Jersey, and it's paid by the state of New Jersey. So it's 3 months unpaid from work, but 3 months paid by the state. And it's a insurance benefit that I'm paying into anyways. So I think during those 3 weeks, I'm of course going to spend time with the baby, but I'm also that's probably when I'll do my 30 days of daily streams. There's going to be a month. It's probably going to be like February or March. I got to look to see if I'm doing any travel in those months, because I don't want to say I'm going to do 30 days of streaming and then I decide to go on vacation. You know, that kind of throws off the entire vibe. But we're going to have sometime in the next, 3 or 4 months, we're going to have 1 month where we do 30 days of streaming, where every day for at least an hour, maybe not Sundays, but every day for at least an hour, we'll do a stream. I'll have it pre-scheduled, so that way you guys can try to join if you want. That way, especially like you guys who have stream streaks, I want to help you not lose your streak if I can. I'm gonna make sure everything's scheduled, but that'll happen. Jacko said, great stream. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Pats, see you later. Chrono said, I just realized I have B Hansa and B Koob. Oh my gosh, that's cool. That's a we're gonna I'm not how do I word this? I'm going to do a call sign competition for HKG as well, but like I don't know, I'm not as excited about it as I was like for the first few call sign competitions I did. So I gotta think about like how do I make it more exciting for me again. So I'm gonna think about that. But we're gonna do something for HKG. Yep. Goosey, nice to see you, man. It's been a while. Appreciate you being here. Sloppy, thanks for being here. Pat said, "Oh, today at McDonald's they said enjoy your food." I said, "You too." Yep. Feel better. Yeah, you too. Man, I did that today on stream, and I called myself out. I think Sloppy's setting up a raid, so that's cool. But Goosey, I know you've been here all stream, man. I appreciate it, man. Hockey fan, peace out, bro. All right, guys, thank you all for being here. I got some things to take care of, including my health today. But thank you all for the understanding. Like that means a lot to me. You guys still showing up after 2 weeks of unplanned days off. You know, thank you so much, and I hope you guys all have a great week. And I'll see you guys next Saturday for some more World of Airports and for our call sign competition, guys. You don't want to miss it because you guys are going to be voting for the winners. The winners get VIP treatment. They get access to giveaways. I think it's supposed to be 1 year of VIP, but knowing me, I'm going to forget to remove it. So it's probably going to be lifetime access to VIP. You don't want to miss it. And maybe, I'll tell the developers also to give you some gold planes if they win. So I'm super excited. Long time coming, and I hope to see you guys next Saturday as well. 11 a.m. Eastern. If you don't know what time 11 a.m. Eastern is, go to IAD and World of Airports, and that's the time. That's my time as well. It's 1:44 p.m. here, and it is time for me to go. I'll talk to you guys next Saturday, all right? Peace. Oh, stay tuned for the raid, you guys, on Twitch.